Content warning. This podcast is intended for a mature audience. Contains graphic descriptions of violence and explicit language.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Pods of the Multiverse. We're an unofficial D&D podcast where four friends play D&D. We're so glad to have you back at the table for our 10th game of Season 5. I'm Andy, the DM for our adventures in the world of Theros, and with me are my three best friends.
I'm Jimmy. I play Gron, the Minotaur Barbarian, who survived his entire youth in the wastes of Phobos, but didn't encounter a staircase until well into adulthood.
My name is Geppi. I play Klyx, the lean-in rogue, who now has really fancy, extra bouncy moon shoes, thanks to Queen Simede.
And I'm Scala. I play Paravex, whose class situation is up in the air, but still a heretic. And I'm really hoping we can maybe get some power leveling in, because yikes.
Well, we'll see. Let's get into it. A recap. Our heroes rescued Queen Simede of Akros, and together faced off against a 100-handed Doomwake giant guarding the prison of Paravex's patron Tefranos. After explaining her quest to the party, she stood aside while Paravex met their patron face-to-face. Unable to convince the Archon to fight for equality over tyranny, they recused themselves of their pact and walked away from the prison, no longer a warlock of the God of Ashes. The party then journeyed together with Simede to Illysia, in search of Elspeth and Ashiok. So,
Andy, you forgot the most important part of the recap. What was the crit counter last episode?
and there were like 9 crits.
There it is.
For the record, let's move on. So, you have just scaled this winding cliffside stairway and look upon Elysia, the resting place of Theros' greatest heroes. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
3.
15.
19.
Okay. Klyx and Gron, you spot right away that in the idyllic canopy nearby, several gladiators are approaching at quick pace. And Queen Simede sees this as well. That's odd. Stand your ground. Everything should be all right. And out of the trees come several brilliantly clad gladiators in breastplates and helms and brilliantly adorned spears, led by a tall, tan human man in a white toga with red accents and a bronze breastplate, his curly black hair pulled back behind in a golden circlet. He approaches, spear in hands. Who goes there?
Klyx will step up.
Queen Simede goes to say something and then sees Klyx step up. What do you do?
I figured Simede was going to say something, but there was a pause, so...
No, Geppi, you said Klyx steps up.
My name is Klyx. This is Gron, Paravex, and Queen of Akros, Queen Simede. You could also consider us likely future residents of Illysia.
You see this man begins laughing, and all of the gladiators behind him, with their spears in hands, also begin laughing. He's going to make an insight check. You hear the laughing slowly die down, and a look of grave seriousness cross this person's eyes as he looks at Simede and immediately takes a knee. Forgive me, my queen! And she looks down and says, "Oh, it's all right, Haktos. You may rise."
Putting that in the old notebook.
You know these people?
Forgive me, my companions. Allow me to introduce you to Haktos, the Unscarred. Although, perhaps that title may have changed now that you have found yourself here? And he stands at attention. Yes, well, many of my compatriots down here have continued to call me that, even though, as you can see, that no longer remains the case. And he reveals a tremendous battle scar across his leg, where an Achilles tendon would be.
Jesus. Oh, nice. Where'd you get that?
Everybody go ahead and roll history for me.
9.
Nat 20. 23.
On a 15, maybe I already know the story.
On a 15, you would, Klyx, probably recognize the name. This is someone from not contemporary Theros history, but modern history. I'd say the last 50 to 100 years. This was not Beyond Death, Scala, or was it?
Haktos was first printed in Beyond Death.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But oddly enough, the cover art of Mythic Odysseys of Theros shows him...
Has him fighting Polukrunus.
who died long before Beyond Death.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little weird.
Yeah, no.
Since Beyond Death got no story, it's possible that Haktos escaped the underworld during the breaches.
Spoilers, no spoilers. So, this was someone who was known to be Akros's greatest fighter and champion during the last great clash against the Minotaur hordes. And he got his title. Paravex, you would know, of course, from being completely infallible in combat. And then, of course, that going so far as to people thinking he's immortal, he's blessed by the gods, until one day, finally, he was struck down by a mortal wound. On a nat 20, I'll tell you, won the fight against a champion of Mogus, but the injury finally getting him in the end.
On a 20, you'd know he was played by Brad Pitt.
Honestly, more of like a Pedro Pascal.
Jason Momoa.
Or Jason Momoa, yeah. Anyways. Well, we thought you were demons trying to break in from Tizeris. What with all of the chaos in the skies above these days.
What do you know about that chaos in the sky?
He looks to the rest of these gladiators and then back to you. We will be honest. The best we know is that the whole of the underworld is been turned upside down. There are constant demon assaults and other foul creatures at the boundaries of Illysia, let alone flying into the open rifts that are seen all over all of the layers of the underworld. We know not why, but it is clear that Erebos has wrought terror on the surface. He first looks to the queen and then to the three of you. What brings the four of you to Illysia? And Queen Cymede says, well, Champion of Akros, we are on a grave mission. These three brave heroes rescued me from a prison in Tizeris after I was captured by an emissary of Heliod. We seek a former champion of Heliod. Her name is Elspeth. Do you know of her? My rescuers have mission of their own, of just as much importance as well.
The terror that Erebos wreaks on the surface must be brought to an end. I am here to find a way to do that.
You can see many of these gladiators taken aback by that statement. Haktos says, immortal, bring an end to the actions of a god. Well, I'd say it couldn't be done, but even as recent of a tale as it is, Elspeth herself did just that to Xenagos, the usurper god, and, well, he looks down and then looks back towards the Citadel. We haven't seen her since she was sent here into the underworld, but if there was anyone who would know, they would be at the Citadel. Come, we shall escort you.
Klyx follows.
So, Haktos the Unscarred leads you and Queen Cymede towards the Citadel.
A lot of the demons we've encountered have just intuited that we are living creatures. Would that be obvious to these people as well?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Insight check aside, it appeared like they were ready to fight because this had become an ongoing problem in recent days.
Right.
Because of these rifts, the layers of the underworld are more malleable.
Right.
Got it.
So, as you're walking, you can hear Cymede and Haktos conversing, and looking out towards the Citadel of Destiny ahead, you hear him say, ah yes, the Citadel of Destiny. Some here believe it is the oldest temple in all of Theros, even older than Nykthos, shrine to Nyx itself. No one knows when or why it wound up in the underworld, but it has been the resting place of heroes for as long as Theros has had heroes.
And what about the rest of Elysia? Is Erebos in charge here too?
Erebos is in charge of the entirety of the underworld, though Illysia is left more or less to the care of the heroes that reside here. It is something of a paradise, but it is not without its intricacies. Let us say, the occasional chimera, or hydra, or swaths of Nyx-born dryads roving about the place. It is a real paradise, and you see he casts his arm about this incredibly lush jungle with all of these tropical fruit trees and just the most beautiful scenery you could think of. The feasts last all night and the festivities last all day, but, well, after a time even an immortal soul can grow bored of its customs.
We're not there yet. We need a place to rest, and some of this all-night feast would be pretty good, too.
Ah, yes, there shall be a grand feast when we return. Do not worry. What was your name again?
I'm Gron.
Gron. Well, you look like quite a fighter. I'm sure you will enjoy the festivities just as much as the feast.
I do okay. What kind of festivities are you talking about here?
You see he points toward a, now nearby as you're walking, Colosseum. Why, there's a multitude of athletic events. Everything from marathons to wrestling to javelin and discus throwing. As you would believe, there are plenty of champions of Eroan games that wind up here, and the competition is quite something.
Wow. Cal would love this place. Should come back here sometime.
Tell me, is there a place where those whose feats were of a more cerebral bent demonstrate their prowess as well?
Or dexterous, for that matter.
Well, quite the curious bunch of mortals, aren't we? But, yes. Two of my fondest friends, constantly holding debates in the shrines they look after. Kinos and Tiro, have you heard of them?
Have I heard of them?
You guys can go ahead and make more history checks.
It's only a 10.
Paravex can make this with advantage.
Okay.
And Klyx, I got a 4.
Klyx cannot.
Did I say 10? I meant a 14. The names do sound familiar to me, but I can't remember them right off the cuff.
A 14 would be enough. These, you would know from your histories of Meletis as the founding kings of Meletis, the first followers of Afara.
Right. Okay.
And as far as feats of dexterity, he points up to a nearby gargantuan chain, one of these that in Agonus or Tisaris would have been rusted or completely blackened over with ichor or some other vile substance, but one of these just long chains from the ground all the way up to the sky here in Illysia is pristine silver. The infinite rope climb may be just the thing you're looking for.
I'll challenge you to an infinite rope climb, Klyx.
Debates, throwing javelins. I'll cheer the two of you on. Maybe while enjoying some of that food.
We will have time to indulge in these pleasures after our passing, but for now, our world still needs our help.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, we have to earn it first.
Awesome. As you all are having this conversation, you can see myriad Nyxborn beasts in this pristine wilderness, and you really do get a sense that this place feels oddly more alive than many of the landscapes, especially Gron and Klyx, that you've trekked on the surface. But soon, the Citadel comes into view. You can see layers of columns of varying sizes making up its wide base and perimeter walls, with brilliant courtyards that are dotted with colosseums and shrines and other structures resting between the monolithic archways and aqueducts that all lead out from the central spire that towers over this entire landscape. Haktos, looking back to the three of you, says, "Heroes, you have traveled far. Tonight we feast. Tomorrow you shall face the trials of glory, so that you may earn entrance into the Citadel's inner sanctum." And as he says this, he gestures toward this gathering of many undead souls around enormous banquet tables in this open courtyard setting. What do the three of you do?
Well, we already did the Colosseum. How much worse could this really be? Let's go eat, rest, and kick the shit out of this thing, huh?
Sounds good.
All right.
Paravex, you're level 4, right? Should we go power level you real quick?
I do not know of what you speak.
I think Klyx would say this, though, in all seriousness. Paravex, I know what happened back at the shrine made you better, but for now weaker. Is there anything we should do to help you prepare for tomorrow, or do you feel confident about this?
I do not feel confident, but I have never felt confident that my mission would be a success. It is only through your aid that I have made it this far. And so, I hope that I will be able to trust and rely upon your assistance for a while longer.
Whatever you need, pal.
Thank you. I still do not know where this journey will lead, or if it will end in death, but as for right now, I can think of no better place to die.
Yeah, we literally know all the places to go. This is the best one. Let's go eat.
Absolutely.
All right. Gron, what do you do during this feast?
Gron's piling food onto his plate. He's just making a big pile of the haunches of different animals.
Hell yeah. Roll nature for me.
All right, I could do that.
What could a bad roll here mean? I'm like,
It's a nat 1.
Okay.
okay, we get to find out.
Because it always has to be.
You have no idea what any of these haunches could possibly be from. And as someone like Gron, you've slain a lot of monsters on your adventures. These are completely foreign to you.
Hell yeah.
Just odd shapes and bones that don't even look like they would belong to the most wild of Keranos' experiments.
They're like not even animals.
Yeah.
They're other creatures. Yeah.
But nonetheless, Gron, you jump headfirst into the greatest grill time experience you have ever known in your life.
Yeah.
This has been a meme the entire campaign, but Gron is thoroughly here to grill. And you see just these enormous open fire pits. The fires themselves, not even a natural orange flame, but a brilliant white fire that is preparing all of these roasted foods.
Amazing. Gron will get multiple plates.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
he hasn't eaten this good in a while.
Yeah.
He hasn't really kept track of time since we've gotten down here. It would probably be pretty challenging to do that anyway. He hasn't even tried. So, you know, it's probably been days
Oh yeah,
since he's had a decent meal.
for sure.
You've had to put animals on a fire all that time in the wilderness. How's the quality here?
It's like nothing you could even imagine back in Theros. It's so good.
A+.
Good.
I gotta learn how to do this.
Oh my god.
Haktos will come over to you, Gron, and he'll sit beside you with a far more modest plate of foodstuffs. You know, Gron, I couldn't help but notice you had mentioned a companion that you had where you come from. Cal, was it?
Gron just has so much meat in his mouth. He's still chewing through it. He grunts to acknowledge. Califax. That's right.
Are they a fierce fighter as well?
He does all right.
Yes, I'm sure he does.
He doesn't do too much fighting these days, though. He's getting pretty important around Akros, you know. Something about a ram. I don't really know.
Ram. Ram is the symbol of one of the founding houses of Akros.
Yeah, that one. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Then your companion Califax is a Lectoi,
Right.
a descendant of one of these mighty families.
Gron's just starting to piece this together now for the first time. Yeah, they're trying to, you know, marry him off and put him in charge of the whole place. But, you know, I like to see the look on his face when I show up again with the Queen Symede.
I'm sure the whole of Akros will be grateful for the Queen returned, and I am sure that even more your companion Califax will be grateful to be relieved with such a destiny.
Yeah, it's not really his style.
I can tell, Gron, that you are someone who fights for your friends. Do I have the right of it?
I mean, yeah. Fight for my friends, companions, acquaintances, whoever needs it.
Whoever needs it, indeed. I have known many Minotaur in my life, Gron, and I have killed many more. It doesn't matter whether you're a Minotaur, a human, anyone, really. But the look of someone ready to charge into the fray for their friends, companions, their allies. That is a mark of greatness, yes. But the look of someone, a look that I saw in you the moment I saw you, ready to charge into battle for those lesser than he, that is rarer.
I appreciate you saying all that. You're not bullshitting me, right?
I'm completely incapable of it. But there is a conflicted aura about you. I can sense it. Do you know this?
Maybe?
Are you trying to hide anything here, or are you just playing Gron as unsure?
I am trying to hide it. Yeah.
Gron, would you like to try and roll deception?
It'll be okay. We'll see. I got a +2 here. It's a 19.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Okay. Well, perhaps I am mistaken, but as a champion of Erois, I have learned from time to time to see his mark on others around me. To be such a fearsome minotaur, blessed by the god of victory, would be a wonderful feat. But if there were a reservation, I would not blame you. The gods are fickle, just as much as they are omnipotently powerful. Whomever you choose to ally your faith with, always remember that you have your companions as well.
You know, we only just met, but I feel really comfortable talking to you. I don't hear the voice of Erois as much as another voice.
I see.
You know, growing up in the wastes, I didn't know. I knew nothing but Mogus and slaughter until I met Cal. And now there's a whole world out here, all these other gods, and I don't know who to believe or even what I believe. So for now, I fight for my friends.
Then for now, they should be honored to have you.
I had a question for you, by the way.
Of course.
What can we expect tomorrow?
Oh, you'll see soon enough, but there are a multitude of events. You need only but win one to gain access to the Citadel's inner sanctum. Someone as beefy as you, oh, you'll be just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. Gron takes a huge bite of the leg of something.
Good luck, Gron.
Worms.
And he leaves. What's Klyx up to?
Klyx would start the evening by, just like with the flame speakers, grabbing so much food. In this way, Klyx and Gron are
So alike.
so alike.
So alike. Grew up with nothing, and therefore the two of you just...
When it's there, we taking it. Klyx does have a moment where he considers pocketing some of it, but thinks better of it, realizing this place is quite nice. I'd like to come back here someday, so doesn't do that. But then, after eating a bit, probably while Gron's having that conversation, we'll sit next to Paravex. How are you feeling about everything with your mentor?
I hope I will see him here. I thank you again. I do not know if I would have had the clarity to reject the Archon's power had we not spoken.
Rejecting that Archon, is this something you're worried about coming back to haunt you?
I have placed myself in opposition to the gods themselves. There is no great power I fear.
Okay.
And yet, I hope this lead, the trail of the God-slayer Elspeth, I hope it yields fruit. Elsewise, I would have discarded my only weapon for nothing.
Maybe it wasn't a weapon. Maybe it was a tether. I grew up with very little and spent many of my years working for a guild whose guild master would never be satisfied. But because that was how I got by, you see, it felt like power, but it wasn't. It was a chain, just like any other ruler. I guess I'm just saying, don't regret what you did. There was a time after I left the threads behind where I felt like I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. I almost ended my life, but I was wrong. I worry you may feel that way someday too. I don't think I'm wiser than you, but trust me on this one. Don't hold any regrets.
Thank you for your counsel. I wonder that when you reach my age, if you will still say you have no regrets. There is much I have done that cannot be undone, but leaving the Archon behind, I do not think I will come to regret it.
Good. To be clear, Paravex, I've made plenty of mistakes. Some of them worked out, some of them didn't. The key is to know which one's which.
As the two of you are having this conversation, Klyx, you see Queen Symede with a rather upset look on her face as she walks through these crowds of heroes.
Okay. I guess the best thing we can do is try and avoid those mistakes and help other people. Speaking of which, do you see that? And just motion over to Symede, looking distraught.
I am sure she has much to be concerned over. I do not know if you overheard when we spoke. Her government was responsible for the deaths of many of my friends. Despite her saving my life on the stairs, I cannot bring myself to go out of my way to help her. We are allies of convenience, nothing more.
I can respect that, but I feel differently. And Klyx is going to just get up and walk away towards Symede.
Klyx, you approach. What would you like to do?
Queen, is everything okay?
Oh,
You look concerned.
Klyx. Yes, you got me looking concerned. I was always being mocked by the Acroans for showing too much emotion. Truth be told, I'm looking for someone. Not Elspeth. I know they said they hadn't seen her. Truth be told, I thought I would find Annex here.
I should know that name. I don't remember it.
I should have given this scene to literally anyone else.
No, you gave this scene to exactly the right person.
Yeah, I think so.
You gave the scene to the right person. You gave it to Google. Oh, her husband. Great, got it. Cool.
Who?
Was the king.
Yes. And?
A follower of Heroic.
No.
Gron turns around from a nearby bench. We met Annex.
Holy shit, we did meet Alex.
Among the living.
That's right.
What do you mean? He died in combat. I haven't seen him since.
Gron goes back to his meal.
Well, maybe, but never thought I'd admit this one. He definitely stole a kill from me, particularly a Cyclops. I haven't told anyone that, so just keep that between us, okay?
Cyclops, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and one-eyed pass, just beyond Mount Velas, just a few months ago.
Mount Velas? Cyclops? So how can that be?
Don't read into the Cyclops thing. In fact, just again, pretend I never said it.
He's on the surface. He's not dead. All these years, I thought he was dead.
I mean, look at me. The underworld doesn't mean we're dead, and up above doesn't mean we're alive. I'm sorry, I know that's not very comforting, but you need to keep that in mind.
She sinks down a bit. I see. A returned then.
That word takes on a very nefarious meaning. Annex seemed well-intentioned enough.
Something else. By the gods, he still walks the surface. She puts a hand on your arm. Thank you, Klyx. Thank you for telling me.
Do I remember where Annex was headed?
Remembering back to the events of that encounter, basically his personal hoplite unit was tasked by Perforos to guard the northern reaches of Akroan territory.
Okay.
Beyond Mount Velas. And through context of the rest of that leg of the adventure, you had come to the conclusion, you, Gron, and Andromedy, that they were probably guarding all of the shit that was in the Ashlands.
Yeah, okay. I got the impression that Annex wasn't going very far, geographically speaking. It seemed as though he was protecting something or somewhere in that area.
I see.
Gron turns around again. He only said one thing the whole time we were with him. Side meet.
She's gonna make a con save. That's not great. You can see a single tear down her face. After all these years, both of you, thank you. The knowledge that my king yet walks the surface is a great comfort to me. May we see our quests through, then. I'll see you in the morning. And she heads off into the crowd.
Wait, did you know that Annex was a follower of Erois, but in his later years he turned to Perforos as he steered his people through the creation of a small empire? The shift was reflected in the Akroan artistry.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, at the same time that I was pursuing the height of Keranos' worship in Akros.
She reads the first sentence of the wiki about herself.
Okay. I think we did kind of know that, though. We knew he was a champion of Perforos.
Yeah, you did.
You should have saved that for the trial, the fucking pop quiz. That could have been my trial. Hardest thing you could put in front of me.
No, there won't be any more fucking floor tile symbol matching games, alright?
We don't have Andromedy. We are fucked without Andromedy in the party.
Yeah, Scala needs to pretend they don't know the answers to all of those things.
Yeah. Well, Paravex would probably still know them, though begrudgingly.
Scoff, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that Paravex would do during this downtime?
So, Paravex is going to look amid this banquet for something that sort of looks like fish.
Okay, yeah.
And load up with some of that.
Easily enough.
I think they'll take a lot of food, but they're going to eat very slowly. You can tell that their sense of taste hasn't really been at its fullest for a while. And so they're really tasting a lot of this food as if for the first time. They're eating pretty slowly. And I think otherwise they would just keep an eye out to see if Eurymedes actually did end up making it here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
That is a nat 1.
Okay. You do not see Eurymedes. Though I think even on a nat 1, Illysia is a big place.
Yeah.
And although this is the heart of this realm, I don't think that would bring Paravex extreme discomfort by any means. So, with these feast scenes underway and ongoing, the three of you achieve a long rest.
Hey!
Hello.
Proper rest.
Gron, your strength score returns to normal.
Excellent.
Paravex,
Yes?
before you wake, as you sleep, you hear a somewhat familiar voice.
I thought I told you. to stay away.
Yes, you did. And even though you creep into my mind, it seems you do not understand what drives me.
Oh, I understand. Your persistence is a sight to behold. I could have a use for you, Paravex. An artist always looks for a new brush. You're so eager, and yet your righteousness to so quickly cast aside your hatred. Remarkable.
What is the purpose of your art? At its best, art is meant to reveal, to show in ways that common expression cannot, the true nature of things, but these shadows that you manipulate are anything but. How can you call this art?
Anything but. I thought perhaps I could find common ground with you. But if you're going to be so insulting, come now. I wish to reveal the truth of all Theros. Isn't that what you Eurymedans have been clamoring to do this whole time? You say you wish, you hope that your lead is not in vain. What if I assured you that it wasn't? What if I gave you exactly what you want?
I do not know how I can believe a soul whose nature is shrouded in illusion. Show me I have any reason to trust you, and perhaps we may discuss where my goals and yours intersect. Show me, if you can, the way that shadow and deception can in any way lead to truth.
Give me a persuasion check.
14.
Okay.
You will see the truth soon enough. After all, this is the path that you've chosen for yourself, isn't it?
And in the darkness of your thoughts, as you've been having this conversation, you see two clawed hands reach in front of your vision, as if going to choke you, and you lurch out of your sleep.
I look around. Is all well in Illysia where I am, or are things wonky?
You look around, and you see large gatherings of all kinds of souls crowded around the Citadel's majestic courtyards. Gron and Klyx are there, and it appears as though everything is carrying on as it was.
Paravex stands up from wherever they were resting and just walks outside for a moment into a garden and looks up at the sky where these rifts are and just stares for a while in contemplation, and after a time mutters to themselves, "When will I be able to stand on my own? To see the world that I would have, must I be the pawn of some greater power? There must be another way."
Go ahead and roll me Arcana with advantage.
Nat 20, 23.
Does Paravex still have their curved blade?
I don't believe so. I believe as a pact weapon, it probably would have dissipated when the pact was broken.
You see the Blood Axe of Fury wherever you left it. Its black blade seeming to glow with a dull golden aura for a moment. And for the time being, you have your 5th level Iconoclast feature, even though you're not currently 5th level.
All right. Very good.
And so, the three of you, waking to find these gathered throngs in the majestic courtyards around the Citadel, you see a blindfolded centaur woman standing atop a set of stairs nearby, moving their arms outstretched, commanding several floating columns into a large semicircle around the area, as you see Haktos crying out over the crowd, "Behold, living mortals! have ventured into our midst on heroic purpose, and we shall test them like none other with the trials of glory. And you see, gesturing again, this woman commands these columns down into the ground around you and all of these crowds of seemingly eager contestants. They begin pouring onto these makeshift platforms, and on them, the three of you can see various symbols. Three of you go ahead and give me perception checks.
Not bad, 16.
Nat 20, plus 6.
4.
Okay.
Can't wait to get into the actual game. That'll be good.
Klyx, you are overwhelmed by this flurry of activity, but Gron and Paravex, you see several symbols on the platforms as they have come resting into place. One appears to be of a runner running between two polises. Another appears to be a pair of flying chariots. Another appears to be someone climbing one of these giant chains. Another appears to be somebody pushing a boulder up a mountainside. And another is a pair of athletes in wrestling pose. The Nat 20 in play, I will give you basically what you interpret these to mean. You have a marathon, a flying chariot race, the endless rope climb, a boulder race, insert the Theros equivalent of the Sisyphean task, and the Brachion, or mixed wrestling.
Question is rope athletics or acrobatics?
It's an important question.
It's such an important question.
Let's see. I think I'd fare pretty well wrestling some fools.
Awesome. So, Gron, you step onto the Brachion platform.
Gron's doing a full wrestling walkout, making muscles at the crowd, just hollering and shit.
You see a couple of other minotaurs, you see centaurs and formidable humans. You also see someone who looks not quite like a cyclops, but perhaps the descendant of a giant, some earth-based dryads, a whole host of beefy contestants.
Hey.
The nearest half-giant to you looks down from his 8-foot-tall pose. Hey. Cracking his knuckles. Paravex and Klyx.
Klyx will start to walk around the rope platform, and then, wondering if his arms may give out over time, goes for the marathon run.
Okay.
I am going to go over to the chariots.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
You know a thing or two about mounted combat? I mean, yeah.
It's a little different, but
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Geppi, I want to give you something.
Thanks.
What is Klyx's intelligence score?
13.
Okay, I'm just going to give you this. You look between the chain climb and the marathon running, and you think they're both probably going to involve a great deal of athletics, though the climb probably a bit more acrobatic lenient.
Okay. Klyx is feeling really confident, and then just starts to look around as way beefier contestants start to circle around him, and he just goes back to the rope. A little less confident.
Okay. Yeah, so the three of you choose your events. Gron, you see Queen Cymede join the crowd of chariot racers.
Ooh, fuck off.
She's probably pretty good at that.
And you see this blindfolded centaur, whoever this is, perhaps they were once an oracle, gesture, and all of these pillars begin moving again, lifting you up out of the courtyard that you were in and into disparate fields where these events will be taking place.
That's cool. Can we see each other's fields from here?
Yes, so think classical Olympics setup. These are all near each other, but maybe over the course of half mile or miles worth of structure.
Okay.
It's a huge track and field event.
Exactly, the classical Olympics flavor.
Okay.
So, I'm going to have everybody roll initiative.
Damn it.
That's my nat 20 today. This initiative roll. 25 total.
6. This rolls better get better.
7 with advantage.
So, as we enter into this Olympian skill game, we are going to start with Klyx, whose platform lands beside a set of gargantuan gilded chains that stretch taut from the wilderness around you straight into the sky. You see, stepping off of the platform with you, a few other Leonin, a few satyrs, a few humans, a very disparate group of athletes. And they are going to roll into everybody's initiative. You see a very regal-looking Leonin with a long golden mane step out in front of this crowd, Klyx. The rules are simple. First one to the clouds is the winner. May the best athlete win. On my mark, ready, climb! And you see this flock of athletes begin climbing up these chains.
Klyx springs right in.
So on your 25, you absolutely go first. The next nearest to you is a 10.
Get the fuck out of my life.
You get up onto one of these chains and you see they are even larger up close than you could have even imagined. They are themselves 10 feet across and the links themselves 2 feet wide.
Got it. Klyx is furiously climbing it, using all 4 limbs to just scale, claw, grab, grasp, push, and lift myself up as quickly as I can in an absolute frenzy.
So, Klyx, as a rogue, you have 3 available movements.
And second story work.
And second story work. And so, I'm going to have you make 3 acrobatics checks, which will count as your 3 dashes.
First one's a 23. Second one's a 28. Third one's a 29.
Okay. Superb. Klyx, your first round, you tear up this chain, and with a combined total of 80 for those acrobatics checks, full movement, you are speeding up this chain. As the mechanics of this minigame unfold, I will tell you now that there will be some con and or dex saves involved as you literally climb into the sky. But on an 80, your first round, you do not need to make any. And you can see as many of the other athletes are climbing up behind you, looks as though there may be some acrobatic ones among the mix as well. Perhaps a rogue or 2, but you see right behind you a Triton who appears to have a headband made of some sort of seaweed or other sea greenery, all of these bands around their arms and legs, almost like a trained monk speeding up behind you.
Oh, forgot to account for monk shit.
And that is where we will leave Klyx, so far in the lead. Gron, as the wrestling gets underway, you can see a large human figure, barrel-chested, not dissimilar from some of the flame speakers that you remember meeting on your trek around Akros. They shout out with fire in their eyes, "Pay attention! Listen for the rules of today's combat. No weapons, a fair fight. First one out of the ring loses." And you can see he points down to these large rings drawn in pristine white sand as wrestlers pair up, and you are ushered to one of these wrestling rings, and in front of you, Gron, go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
8.
Nice. In front of you, you see another Minotaur. You see gold-tipped horns and very pristine-looking green and white armor. They unbuckle their breastplate and set it down in the sand. They stick their spear in the sand. May the best Minotaur win, I suppose.
I intend to.
Yes.
All right. And so, Gron, these will be a series of contested grapple and athletics checks. You are trying to grapple, subdue, and ultimately push your adversaries out of this ring.
Gotcha. Am I allowed to rage?
He just said no weapons, and first one out loses. That is all he said.
Okay.
Good thing about the weapons, because that gravity sword might have done the trick.
So, Gron, at a 7 initiative, your adversary is going to roll against you, and this Cetessan Minotaur got a natural 1.
Wow.
You are up first. What would you like to do?
Excellent. I am going to charge in, Minotaur style, horns front, and attempt to grapple as I lock horns with this other Minotaur. As I'm doing this, I'm going to rage as a bonus action and not use my lightning effect.
Okay.
Excellent. That's a 26.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
You swoop in. They try to block instinctively a trained Battlemaster fighter, but even with all of their tricks of defense, that attack will just absolutely do it, and they are grappled. And so, on their turn, they are going to attempt to escape on the defense. And so now they're going to use an athletics check, contested by an athletics check from you.
Okay. It's the same roll. 26.
And with advantage, they only got a 22. You hold the grapple,
Excellent.
and they had to use their entire action to try and get out of that. And so you see them taking their large hands across your arms, trying to break free, their horns thrashing about beneath their green garb, but they are unable to break free. You have the offensive. What would you like to do next?
Okay, I'd like to use as much movement as I can to move towards the edge of this space.
Okay, so you can move at half your speed while you have your adversary grappled, and from the center, these rings are 50 feet in radius.
All right, excellent. So yeah, we start from the center, and I'm pushing with my horns, digging into the dirt and grass underneath us, and push him 20 feet towards the out-of-bounds area.
Awesome.
And then if I use the dash action, I can get more half movement, right?
Yep.
Then yeah, I'll push him to 40.
So on your next turn, you are pushing and pushing, and you can see the edge of this ring in sight. They're going to try one more time to make their escape check. Go ahead and roll that athletics check again.
25.
They got a 26.
Wow. Damn.
As you see, they have been invoking their peerless athlete, channel divinity from the gods, and are able to break out of your grapple. As they break out, you can see they quickly try to shift around you, so you are on the outside of them. So they use their movement to position you between them and the outside of this ring as we go back to you.
All right, I'm going to grapple him. That's only a 19.
That will just hit.
Okay, so I've got him grappled, and I'm going to turn us around. How much movement does that use?
I'll say 10 feet.
So that'll use 10. Still have 30. Can I just push him out?
Let's see here. I'm just looking to see if he's got anything else as a Oath of Glory Battlemaster, and no, you do it.
All right.
Take a page out of the Jimmy DM book. You did it.
It happens.
You push him out. Strong indeed. I wish you luck on your next match.
Thanks, pal. Did pretty good yourself.
I tried, but it would appear you are the beefier of the two of us.
Oh, thanks.
Gives you a fucking arm shake.
Yeah.
And Paravex.
Yeah. What
You
do we
see
got
a
here?
centaur shout out to this throng of contestants as he points up towards a nearby mountaintop and says, "The race is as follows. Round the top of the mountain peak and back here to the finish. I want a clean fight. This is Illysia after all. On my marks, everyone." And he gestures out to all of these various, currently empty, flying chariots. You can see various winged beasts pulling each of them. What would you like to do?
I suppose I get in a chariot.
If you would like to make a perception check, go ahead.
Sure. Nat 1.
Okay. You can see that they are quickly filling up with contestants. You manage to scramble to one. Roll a d6 with disadvantage.
Okay. 3.
Okay. This chariot is being pulled by a winged bull.
Okay.
See its large form, deep red fur, and red eagle-like wings.
Yeah, alright. I say to it in Celestial, mush!
And just as the centaur says, fly, you see the chariots take off. I'm going to have a few other contestants rolling in against you, but the only one that may matter rolled a 12, so they will go first. You see Cymede with a pair of Pegasi spring into the air and off into the distance. On your turn, please go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
Okay. Can I make an argument for persuasion?
Do you speak Celestial?
You are speaking Celestial.
Yeah.
These are conjured divine steeds for those purposes.
They have an intelligence of 6, generally.
What do you say to this winged bull? And let's see what happens.
Hello. Great creature. What is your name?
I am Amos.
Amos. Simple but strong. Come. It may have been many years since you walked the world above, if ever you did. But as you can see in the sky, it is in peril, and I have a mission to save it. But in order to do that, I must place well in this contest. And so, noble steed, I hope whatever nobility is in you will compel you to carry this chariot to the best of your ability.
Fucking great. I'll give you persuasion with advantage for that.
Awesome.
Stuck the landing.
Sweet, that's an 18.
Yeah, they take to the sky, the warm breeze blowing in your hair, just flying in this chariot. You feel, possibly for the first time in a long time, you had the fly spell, but there is something about this vehicular experience that is just so different. With that pass, I asked this a while back when the three of you encountered the Hellfire engine. Does Paravex have proficiency in vehicles of any kind?
No, they do not.
Okay. So the next roll will be with disadvantage.
Okay.
And I am going to need you to make either an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay, well, do good, dice.
That helps.
That's not bad. That's a 16. Athletics. As I cling white-knuckled to the reins of this thing.
Hell yeah. So you can see the first leg of this race. There are Pegasus and winged bulls, and you see winged lions and a few flying stags. Just a wide variety of creatures taking to the air with these flying chariots. And as it breaks out, this first stretch, you are at the head of the first pack. But in front of you, you see Queen Cymede appears to be the current leader.
Okay.
As this breaks out and this race continues on, you head towards this mountain, and there are all of these lush trees amidst this jungle, making for some obstacles as you break for the base of this mountain and start to ascend. And so for the next leg, if you would like to say anything to make another persuasion check, as you see you appear to be strong second in this first leg.
Okay. And we're coming to the mountain now?
Yes.
Do I notice anything distinguishing about this mountain?
Go ahead and give me perception or nature.
That's only an 11.
Okay. The mountain itself doesn't appear to have a lot of distinguishing features like that. It's not very jagged like the mountains of Akros. It's rather pastoral, honestly, like the Southern Alps. That isn't to say that you might not be able to find some advantage further along in the race, though on that roll, you don't come up with anything this time.
Then I'll just say, steady on. We are leading the pack. You have done very well, and I have faith that you will continue to lead us to victory.
To victory. And go ahead and make that persuasion check.
11.
Okay. So with that, I am going to say go ahead and make another acrobatics or athletics check, and this will still be with disadvantage.
Yeah, that's going to be an 8. Not good.
Okay. At the end of this second round, you can see pack starting to catch up with you. It is very crowded now as you all race towards this mountain. And Paravex, go ahead and roll me a d10, please.
Okay. 10. 2.
This one is funny for a different reason, but you can see a centaur in a flying chariot.
Of course.
Being pulled by a flying elk, and they come up next to you. And Paravex, I'm going to need you to make a strength or dexterity saving throw as they try to ram the side of your flying chariot.
Do I see them doing this before it happens?
Yes, you do.
Can I do something else instead?
Okay.
As I see them trying to gain speed to ram me, I would like to use my channel divinity to abjure enemy on the elk.
Oh, shit.
Oh my goodness.
So it needs to make a wisdom save, and if it fails, it is frightened of me for a minute or until it takes damage, and its speed becomes 0.
Oh my god. It got a 4.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Holy shit.
I hold out a raised finger to it, and I just say, why? Why would you do this?
Amazing.
The elk stops dead, and you can see the centaur with a clenched fist as you tear off in front of them say, "Rubbing is racing! Rubbing is racing!"
I don't know what that means.
It's a bad NASCAR reference.
Oh, okay, cool.
Also, Sassy Paravex is my favorite Paravex.
Look, if I didn't give a divine steed an existential crisis, what am I doing in heaven?
Oh, yeah. And Paravex, you can see because of that, you are able to just barely maintain your edge over this pack. And with that, we are going to go back to the top with Klyx. Klyx, you can see this monk behind you. Go ahead and make your acrobatics checks.
28. A natural 2. 15. A little concerning.
And it's still a 15.
In lieu of a nat 1, it's as low as it gets. Okay, well, that one was a natural 20 for a 33.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
And that monk's gonna run out of key eventually.
Yeah, Klyx, you can see that it looks as though this adversary behind you, this Triton monk, isn't even breaking a sweat. It almost looks as though they are purposefully trying to keep pace right behind you, looking for an opening to leap ahead, but you just, well, go ahead and describe this fucking insane turn from Klyx.
So Klyx, coming off the last round, was in a frenzy, and then took a moment to just get a feel for this whole situation, looked down, saw this Triton monk, and then just arrogantly, as Klyx would, stopped, looked down, I'll give you a minute, waited, and then bolted up again, leaving this thing in the dust.
Hell yeah. Now, we have reached a distance threshold with those acrobatics checks. Klyx, I'm going to have you make a con save, please.
Oh, uh-oh, the air's getting thin.
Deep breath. 17 on the dice for a total of 22.
Yeah!
Okay. You feel your lungs begin burning. You can feel your muscles, the lactic acid building up from the workout.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you hold your lead, and you can see ahead of you the clouds. You may have this in the bag. We'll see how it shakes out as we go on to Gron. Gron.
Yes.
You can see that the rest of the matches are quickly ending, and your second match, go ahead and roll another d10 for me.
All right. 5.
Okay. This appears to be a dryad, specifically an Alcide. These are white-aligned plains, lowlands. They have wispy wheat for hair, and despite their lean form, you can see they look quite athletic. And they say, "Hello,
Hey, I'm Gron.
I am Themos. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
And you can see the match is called. They're going to roll into the same initiative, and they will go first. They are going to attempt to grapple, and you see they move very dexterously, and they are going to make their attack, and they get a 19.
Well, I got a 26.
Okay. They are going to see that you are unfazed, and as they see this, they're going to try one more time with a extra attack. That is a 21.
Ooh, double twos. It's a 11.
Okay, they have you grappled, and they begin moving you towards the outside. This monk dryad is going to use Step of the Wind, and so this will be a full movement of 30 feet, and you can see they get you towards the edge of the circle. We're over to you.
Gonna break out.
Okay.
Maybe with an 18.
They add quite a bit to this, but that is only going to be a 60.
All right.
That was close.
Gron busts out. That was probably my whole action.
That was your whole action.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna get on the other side of this dryad.
That's the way to do it in Tekken games. When you're close to a ring out, you just step on the other side and punch him once.
Yeah. Just jump over.
Yeah, just jump over and go bop, and then they're done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That was my action. Yeah.
We are back to them. They are going to move around you so that they are back on the inside, and they are going to attempt their grapple again.
Uh-oh. Could be the end of old Gron here. Damn, 21.
Okay. They got a natural 2.
Yes.
So that will succeed.
Hooray.
Seeing that they are definitely out-beefed, they take a pose and calm themselves for a moment, and with their second attack, they're just going to make a unarmed strike. And so this is a regular attack.
You could do that?
Said no weapons.
They just said no weapons.
Start punching each other? Here I am wrestling.
That is going to be a 18 to hit,
18 hits.
and I need you to make a con save as they try to stunning strike you.
Damn. 21.
Yeah.
That'll fucking pass. Oh shit, I thought that would work. And you do take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. That's all they can do. You see they, but they will try to, that's not even gonna matter in...
Dodge is a bonus action.
Yeah. And dodge is not gonna do anything in a contested roll. Yeah, no, okay. That's their turn. We're back over to you.
Okay, well, since we're playing it like this now, Gron's gonna wind up a right hook.
Okay.
It's a nat 20.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gron uses a d6 for unarmed strike. So that's gonna be 13 piercing damage with his horns.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna push with my horns. Please make a strength saving throw.
Strength save. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, is right.
He got an 11.
Hell yeah. That's to push 10 feet back.
You are right on the edge with this guy.
So I guess with my other attack, I will attempt to grapple.
Okay.
28.
I don't think you can even get that. Dex mod included. Yeah, no.
All right, and I'm just gonna grapple move him over the finish line.
You did it again. And Gron pushes this Alcide out. No, wait! And just falls over. Yeah. I guess that answers the age-old monk versus barbarian question. Well done. And he reaches for your hand.
Yeah, I pick him up. You did great.
And Gron, you can see that amidst all of these matches, there are just 2 left. And going into your last round, you can see a crowd beginning to form around a dark-skinned human woman. And they are chanting, it seems, her name. Kelifni, 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 Kelifni the victor! You will be victorious! And the Dryad, whom you just bested, says, good luck, my friend. She invented this sport.
Oh, shit.
As we go back to Paravex.
All right.
Paravex. You can see Siamede still ahead of you. This crowd of other chariot racers is still behind you. What would you like to say for your persuasion roll?
Where are we in the race? Have we rounded the mountain?
You have come up the mountain now, and you are about to round it.
Hew close to the inside of the turn. Show no fear, my friend.
No fear.
to help with the no fear, I might cast heroism on my draft animal here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So go ahead and make that with advantage.
All right. Wow, neither of them cracked a 10. 13.
Oh, no. Okay. What does Paravex's heroism look like?
As Paravex reaches out their hand to touch this bowl, you see a wispy blue light like mist emanate from their hand, and no one but the bowl knows this, but the archetypal ideal of heroism settles in their mind, and they just get this feeling of what it means to be a hero, and that crystallizes for them in a very logical sense.
Nice. Because you cast heroism, I will also say, instead of a roll with disadvantage, this next check can be a flat roll.
Great. I think that's my third nat one of the night.
Oof.
You hate to see it.
Yes, I do.
Total of
5.
Okay. You can see the pack breaking around you, and it seems for the moment you have lost your second place. Give me an Arcana check.
That would be a 17.
You can see that some of these chariot racers seem to also be juicing their rides with a bit of magic. Not necessarily heroism, but some of them definitely appear to have haste cast on them, if not a few other tricks. And you think that perhaps maybe trying to dispel one or two of them might also give you an edge. Let's go ahead and have another round, as you and this crowd of racers have now turned round the mountain and are headed back towards the finish.
Come now. This is the final stretch. This is what we have reserved the depths of your strength for. Onward!
Okay. How long does heroism last?
1 minute.
Okay, so unless you want to re-up that, this would just be a flat roll.
Okay, I'll do the flat roll.
Okay.
That's going to be a 24 persuasion.
Okay, and so that will be a flat roll for the acrobatics or athletics.
Very good. That's an 18 athletics.
All right, a much better round as you come towards the closing stretch. You can see you are able to pull back in front of this pack. Simead still dead ahead of you. As we go back to Gron for the final match.
What about Klyx?
Klyx. That's a Season 1 throwback, skipping me in the initiative, yeah.
As we go back to Klyx for the final round.
Since you're so eager to get through my turn, I'll just roll my 3, okay?
Oh, come on. I'm sorry.
I'm totally fucking with you. I hope you know that. 25, 27, and 25 again.
Holy shit. You can see that with second story work, you have such an advantage over this monk who has been using key the entire time to keep up, just looking for an opening. And in a last-ditch...
They're gonna shuck some hammers at me, right?
You can see them draw a fan of daggers and throw them towards you, trying to knock your balance. So first we're going to see if they hit, and then we'll see what happens. A 2 on the dice will not hit with the first.
No.
The extra attack, that's a 15 to hit.
No.
Klyx, you see these 2 daggers miss you, and spent of ki, they try their best to keep pace with you, but out of step of the winds, they cannot keep pace.
When we get back down to the bottom, I'll teach you how to throw a dagger, but I'm gonna keep going, okay?
Oh my god. Such a jackass.
Such a jackass. Your final words before I have you make one more con save for me.
13?
You are nearly to the top. Having failed that, you now move at half speed. And this Triton is about 150 feet behind you. And you are 100 feet away from the top. What is your full movement without acrobatics check at half speed?
52 and a half. 52.
The monk's full speed with no key, they can only move 60. 52, 104, 60, 120, 180, yeah. Even succumbed to this challenge of altitude, you're able to claw your way to the top, this monk unable to gain at you.
Was this prick-ass monk also rolling con saves?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
And Klyx, describe, if you like, how you reach the cloud tops of Elysia.
Nimbus Land, baby. Let's go. Klyx says that rude-ass bullshit and then just fucking darts up to the top. There's nothing else to be said about it.
Awesome.
Klyx is an asshole.
Klyx, you win your Trial of Glory.
All right. I guess Klyx would start sliding down the chain. If I may, when I get down to the bottom, if there's still time, I'd just like to go to the edge of the pillar that I'm on and just see if I can spot one of my friends and how they're doing.
Oh, sure.
As a spectator, cheer them on, maybe.
Actually, as you're climbing down, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
15.
Yeah, you can see the pack of chariot racers heading back towards the finish line, and you can also see the wrestling circles. It appears as though only one match is about to begin, and a Minotaur is among them.
Nice.
As we go back over to Gron, you see this imposing figure of a woman steps into the ring. She spits on the ground and stretches her calloused hand out.
I take her hand.
A living mortal. Well, this should be quite a contest.
I heard you invented this game.
Aye, many, many years ago.
Any tips for me before we start?
Try to stay on your feet.
That's a good one.
And she's going to roll into initiative. And with advantage, she gets a 1 and a 2.
Wow.
Which will total only a 6. You go first.
Okay. Well, it worked last time. I'm going to start with a grapple.
Okay.
Incidentally, am I using a new rage each round? Is my rage ending between rounds?
Yes.
This is my third rage then. Okay. Oof. It's only a 19.
She manages to break out of your grapple attempt.
Yep, she does. I'm going to try it again with my extra attack. And that's even worse. 15.
And she remains ungrappled.
You're tougher than the other ones.
I'd hope so. And she's going to make her grapples. The first attempt is a dirty 20.
22.
The second attempt is a nat 1.
Excellent. That's a nat 20. What the fuck? It's my third nat 20 of the night.
That's great.
This is great.
And the third attempt is going to be a 22.
21.
So she has you grappled. She's going to spend half of her movement. She moves you 15 feet towards the side of the ring. You're a beefy one, aren't ya?
Yes, I am.
And we're back to Gron.
Let's try for a grapple on the first attack here. Let's see what happens. Wow, double 18s for a 27.
She is grappled.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to use probably 10 feet of movement to turn us around, and then more feet of movement. So 15 feet of grapple movement.
Okay, you are nearing the side of the ring.
Where are we?
You are 30 of 50. As we go back to her, she's going to try and break out. That is a 22.
Oh, got another 27.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
She is going to action surge and try again.
Yeah.
You see the muscles on her form tense. I suppose I'll have to try harder than that, eh? And that is a 24.
Ooh, yeah, that'll do it. 18 that time.
So she manages to break free. She's going to circle around, and she's going to slap at the side of her arms, slap her face with both hands. All right, you're starting to make me angry. Let's try this again. As she begins to rage.
Rage?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to get on the other side of her.
Okay.
And let's do an unarmed strike here, as I'll use my horns offensively for a bit. This is reckless, incidentally. It's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll fucking hit.
Yeah. Okay, so that is 11 piercing damage, for whatever that matters.
Okay.
And she has to make a strength saving throw. In retrospect, this was a bad idea.
She makes these with advantage.
She does.
Yup. She gets a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 passes. Yep, she's not shoved. I'm going to grapple her.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm probably not going to grapple her with a... Is that only a 15? I keep rolling the same number on both dice. I got 2 6s.
Oof.
She gets a 22 and is not grappled.
Of course she does. She's got her arms straight out, and Gron's just charging at her.
All right. Here we go. She's going to try to grapple you. First one is a 21.
No way. 28.
Second is 24.
Oh, 21.
She's got you grappled. She's going to use 10 feet to turn, and she has 15, so you are right on the edge.
So any amount of movement will get us over?
Correct.
Holy shit. All right.
Back to you.
Whew. All right. I am going to attempt to break out of this grapple.
Okay.
24.
She gets a 21.
Gron breaks out, and if there's an attack of opportunity, I'll eat it. I want to get 20 feet from the edge here.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. She will try to strike out. She strikes out, swinging towards you with a 15 to hit, which I think will miss.
It will miss.
So you are now 20 feet away from her. Back to her. She will use all of her movement to get behind you. She begins to attempt to grapple you again. The first roll. Wow, those are low. A 13.
26.
Second, a dirty 20.
Shit. 13.
And you are grappled again.
Okay.
So she can only move 5 more feet. She uses the last bit of her movement, and you're now 15 feet away from the edge. Back over to you.
I guess I just gotta break out. 22.
That is a 17.
We're doing it again.
Oh, you just won't give up!
Trying this maneuver one more time. Gron breaks out. Gonna use my movement to go back to the 20-foot spot. It would provoke an opportunity attack from her if she wants to take it.
She's not even gonna use it. I see. All right, interesting strategy. Let's see how it pays off for you. And she's going to take the same turn, see what happens. First grapple, 19.
Nope, 27.
Second grapple, 22.
Oh no, 20.
Oh, Gron!
God damn.
I can't finish this.
She pushes you to the 5-foot mark.
Gron sees his hooves losing ground, scraping through the dirt, heading towards this edge of this ring.
You're putting up a good fight, kid. Don't try anything funny. You can see just this enormous crowd of people has gathered around this ring as you are just going toe-to-toe with this person.
This turn starts with me breaking out of this grapple. 24.
Jesus, this is so back and forth. That is a 22.
Holy shit!
Jesus, come on. Oh my god.
Alright, Gron's getting tired of this. I'm going to use a bunch of movement. Let's see. I'm going to move to the 30-foot line and end my turn.
All right, back to her. She goes all the way behind you. That's using all of her movement and will begin to try and grapple. That is a dirty 20 on the first.
Oh god, 19!
Gron!
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to use a blinding smite as bonus action here, and gonna make a attack with my horns while she's grappling me.
Oh my god.
Oh my
You're
god.
blind her by poking her eyes out.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here.
All right, make the attack roll.
20 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and it's a blinding smite.
She gets a 10 on her con save, but she's going to use an Indomitable to re-roll it. Jesus. And she only gets a 13.
Ah, yes.
Nice. Okay.
Here we go.
This might turn it in some way, but I don't know if this is going to clinch it. Anyway, she takes a bunch of damage.
Uh-huh.
11 piercing and 11 radiant.
All right.
And she's blinded.
I thought I said no funny business.
That's what gave me the idea.
All right, Jimmy Dice or not, I'm going to leave this up to you. This is going to be a flat luck check to see if she maintains the same direction, pulling you to the outside of the ring. You are just looking for a 11 or better.
Not better. It was a 5.
Fuck.
On her turn, she brings you to the edge of the ring, and with her action, knocks you out.
Yes, she does.
The crowd goes wild, and Gron comes in second.
Ron just got the Rocky ending.
Gron! 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 Just all of these cheers.
I dropped my concentration.
She comes out of her blind and extends an arm down towards you.
I take the arm.
She picks you up and pats you on the back. Funny business or no, you fought well.
Thank you. Maybe a rematch someday.
Aye, someday. And with that, we go back over to Paravex.
All right.
Paravex, you're in the home stretch. You see Siamede ahead of you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna continue sweet-talking this bull here.
Okay.
You see that woman there? I do not know what it was in your time, but She is queen of the polis of Akros, where the champions of Erois are famed for their athleticism. What a story it might be to say that you defeated her in a contest of sport, eh?
Yes, defeated the queen. Contest of sport.
Persuasion. That's an 11.
Okay.
Fuck me.
That's going to be athletics or acrobatics with disadvantage.
7.
Okay. You see the finish line coming into view ahead of you. You see the pack catching up behind you. Is there anything you would like to do before the final round of checks as this race breaks into the home stretch?
Paravex reaches into their belongings and pulls out the blue shell. Excuse me. They pull out the urn that they got back in Iritis,
Okay.
and we'll see if I need to use it.
We'll see if you need to use it. Give me an Arcana check.
17.
This certainly would put a damper on everyone behind you. You are not sure if it would be able to catch up with Simead at this point.
I mean, Simead's got to get into this temple as well, so I think if we place first and second, that's suitable, right? I don't know.
Allies of convenience, I think you said?
Yeah, I know. Let me see what the results of the dice are.
Okay. Is there any last bit of flavor you'd like to add to your persuasion check?
The end is in sight. Come, we will prove ourselves better than our rivals.
Okay.
That's a 20.
Hell yeah. And so this will also be a flat roll.
Okay. That's a 16.
Okay. That's a 15 animal handling. And even with some spell reflavoring shenanigans, it appears as though you will hold second place.
Seeing Simead ahead of me, does it look like she's cast anything on her steed?
Give me an Arcana check.
That's only an 8.
There's a spell that rhymes with bump, but
Yeah.
hard to tell.
Hard to tell or not. Let me see if there's anything else that Paravex would try first. No. You know what? I'll take second.
Okay. You see the finish line ahead as Simead crosses, a beat passes, wind flying through your hair. Your winged bull crosses over second. You hear the crowd around this race course cheering. The rest of the pack finishes, and the three of you have completed your trials. The pillars reassemble, and you are gathered back at the Citadel, where you are greeted by Haktos and the rest of the heroes.
How did you all do?
Pretty good. Actually, better than I expected. Second place.
Hopefully sufficient to be permitted entry to the Citadel.
Hearing both of them say that, Klyx will not gloat. Yeah, it was really close for me too. The champions here are formidable. Not snarky. Genuinely will say that to try and comfort them.
Yeah.
I don't think Gron would pick up on that.
We can roll deception if y'all want to know, but...
You don't have to. Waiting to greet you and all of the other champions after the Trials of Glory is Haktos at the stairs of the inner sanctum to the Citadel. He is holding a number of beautiful bronze medallions, and inscribed on them say Trials of Glory. And he announces over the crowd, "Fallen and living heroes, the trials which have been set forth so these mortal champions may reach the inner sanctum have been completed. They fought valiantly in spirit of competition and victory. The four seeking passage shall be granted so." And the crowd erupts, and he looks towards the three of you and Queen Simead. "I hope you found the competition to be fierce here in Illysia. Surely there was a skilled enough champion or two to test your mettle, while all of us revel and bask in the honor of victory. We did not say you had to win all of these competitions, but you did fight with honor, and so I give these to you." And upon receiving these, you all level up.
Oh,
Hey.
nice. Okay.
Hey.
This is my first time ever being double-digit character level.
Gron and Klyx reach level 10, and Paravex reaches level 5 as a paladin.
Yes.
Queen Symead will say, "Thank you for your generosity. You're sure we will be able to find the answers to the questions, the people we are looking for inside?" "Ah, yes. Some of the wisest and oldest oracles ever to walk the face of Theros dwell within the inner sanctum of this citadel. Make no mistake, they are powerful mages. They will have the answers you are looking for. I do not doubt it." And he gestures to guide you towards the top of these stairs.
I give him a reverent nod and follow.
So, you are guided up these stairs towards a large set of double doors with brilliant gold etching into a courtyard with pillars of gold and white lining its perimeter. You are above the rest of the citadel now, a central courtyard where another set of stairs ahead of you leads up to another set of doors. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
5.
10.
16.
Okay. Klyx, you notice that this courtyard has a couple of interesting things in it. Off to the far left of this space, there is what looks like a shrine to Erebos. It is a rather small building, but straight through its central doorway, you can see a statue to the god of the dead. And then to the far left of this space, you can see what look like a semicircle made of various scrying pools of various sizes.
And then there's a door?
So then there's another set of stairs that go up to another set of doors.
Okay. I mean, I'd imagine we would just keep walking towards the stairs and doors, but as we pass the scrying pools, could I try to sneak a closer look to see what's going on in there? Is there a vision in there or anything?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you spot those.
Dirty 20.
You see that they are all filled with perfectly clear water. They look like they were just built. You look down and you see your reflection, and you can tell that these must be incredibly powerful scrying pools, even compared to the ones that you found in the ruined temple, being here at this citadel in the underworld. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and follow that up, actually, with insight with advantage.
Okay. You know, I took the resilient feat for wisdom, so now I have a +1 mod on this, so it's a 13 instead of a 12.
Nice. All right. With that, you think to yourself for a moment. You see that this semicircle, there are 3 that are much larger and much more ornate than the others that make up this configuration. And on that roll, you find that somewhat odd.
Okay. Klyx stares at those scrying pools, shakes it off, and just keeps walking.
Sorry, wait. Pretty much all Gron would know about scrying pools is that last time he was near one, he was able to somehow communicate with Califex.
That's true.
That's all he would understand in this moment. I don't know if you want me to roll an Arcana check or something.
So, Gron, you see Klyx looking at these various scrying pools. Go ahead and roll Insight or Arcana.
All right, it's going to be Insight. It's a 4.
Yeah, the last time you remember seeing any back in that ruined temple, you did have Andromedy, and you remember that they helped you reach out to Califex. But you can't remember necessarily how they were able to do that.
Right, okay. Well, maybe someone around here knows how to use these things.
Ah, yes, the scrying pools. Surely some of the oracles inside could be able to use them on your behalf.
That's all I got for now.
With that, Haktos will just say to your group,
"May you find the answers and the people you're looking for inside. We will continue to guard the boundaries of Illysia as the chaos that has befallen both the surface of Theros and its underworld continue. I wish you good fortune on your quest."
Thank you. Is he a Crowan?
yes.
I salute him.
Okay. He will return the salute in similar fashion. And the 4 of you proceed up these stairs. This door, as you approach it, is some 3 stories tall. And as you approach, you get maybe 10 or 15 feet away from it, and it begins to slowly open. And as it does, a heavy, shining fog breaks through the seal of these doors as it opens, and your vision is momentarily obscured. Everybody go ahead and roll me perception.
12.
11.
That's more like it. 23.
As this brilliant light overtakes all of you, Gron, you're the first one to notice this. Almost immediately, your vision is able to adjust. You peer through this fog, through these double doors, and you, before anyone else, notice the stairs continue, though they are made of a different construction and stone. Lining them, you see tall, dark pillars with dull blue flame and crowded gray columns lining the exterior of each of the many tiers of the structure you see ahead of you beyond these doors. You immediately recognize it.
Recognize it?
Yes.
Like, as more Atris shit?
As the Temple of Deceit.
Shit.
You see Queen Symede behind you, trying to adjust her vision. What's going on? Is this supposed to be happening? Her hand still covering her eyes.
No, something's not right. Klyx.
I mean, what do you want me to say? It's Phoenix. We just gotta go in there and kill him.
Kill Phoenix? I give a look to Paravex on that.
I do not yet have the weapon.
Phoenix, what are you talking about? Her vision finally adjusting. What is this place? She quickly turns around. Haktos, what is going on? And all of you see that Haktos is gone, and the doors to this inner courtyard have been sealed shut.
Isn't the way back, right?
Correct.
Expect a lot more funny bullshit tricks like this. Do you think the Trials of Glory were also fake? Sizing us up?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
No.
Klyx, you can roll insight if you like.
I can, but no. It's a 6.
Symede got a nat 1. She's quite confused. You have been here before. You recognize it?
I'm going to roll insight. It's a 15.
Gron on your 15. For as dead as all of the heroes you had met here in Illysia were, they certainly seem to be as real as anything else here that you've experienced so far. This seems to be contained within this space itself.
More traps.
Should have jumped in those scrying pools.
They are scrying pools, not a means of translocation.
Yeah, well.
The path forward's clear.
To think of how long this could have been here, within this inner sanctum, and none of the heroes, Haktos, they have no idea, do they?
I mean, it's the Temple of Deceit. Fooling them is what it's supposed to do. Your Grace.
This doesn't make any sense. Why would we be led here only to be... No. Elspeth must be inside. Perhaps she got deceived just like we have. She could need our help.
Or she's a red herring, but it doesn't change anything. Be on your guard.
I should tell you, I had a dream last night. One not of my own conception.
Okay. Ashiok again?
They have taken an interest in me, for whatever reason. Perhaps they see us aligned in our opposition to the powers of Nyx. But theirs is the way of shadows, and mine the way of light. You should not fear me. I am your ally still.
You have my trust, Paravex. You have only one thing in common with Ashiok, but all the things that make us people, we've got that in common.
They know you are coming.
Yeah, well, unsheathing my blades, then let's go meet them.
After you.
All right. You all proceed past these set of doors and into this space. Up the stairs lined by these columns with their blue flame towards a familiar door. Black and gray with deep veins. Just approaching it gives you an uneasy feeling.
This is like the door on the way to the ruined Iritis, right?
As you approach, Klyx, go ahead and roll insight.
Okay. Dirty 20.
It appears to be the same door.
This is concerning. It looks just like the Iritis door.
So, truth? Truth.
Gron, you say this, and the doors open.
You sure you don't want to run into it a few times, Gron?
This seems to work.
As they do, I need all 4 of you to make intelligence saves.
Alright, 18.
18 as well.
5. Yeah. It's Gron.
You know, it's Gron. You say it like you're wiping off your shoulders. You know, I did it. I did a 5.
Gron, you are suddenly overcome with fear and you've been magically feared before. This is far more chilling than anything you've experienced before. And while you are feared like this, you are paralyzed.
Gron stops in his tracks. We should go back.
That's not an option. Literally, we can't go back. Gron, come on. We've handled way worse things than this door, than whatever's in here.
Gron, as Klyx is saying this, you can see a shadowy version of his face apparating and disapparating around their head in a grotesque image.
Gron's looking at you with horror in his eyes.
I'm going to roll insight. Klyx knows about Phoenix's bullshit. It's a 17.
Yeah, Gron is definitely under the effects of powerful magic here.
Gron, whatever you're seeing in me isn't real, and don't freak out when I say that. It's just Phoenix bullshit. We had to come in here expecting this. Think about it.
I can't think. You back up. You need to back up from me.
Klyx will do that.
The fact that it is unreal diminishes its impact, no less. Think of the power of the gods. All of it usurped, stolen. Here, Gron. I'm gonna cast Heroism on Gron.
Okay.
This will only last a minute, but it should give you enough resolve to proceed.
And this will make him immune, right?
The creature is immune to being frightened. You get 4 temp HP, too.
Hey.
Awesome. Gron, this fear subsides.
Oh, thank you.
I guess the spell is more powerful than friendship, but that's okay.
Yes.
All right.
Our time is short. We have to move. Go.
All right, DM, let's get on with the bad acid trip part of the fucking campaign.
You enter into this space, and as your eyes adjust to the very dim light of this interior chamber, the three of you immediately recognize another familiar sight. This chamber of prophecies, where shelves and shelves of scrolls and orbs and other trinkets make up the entirety of this room. Everybody go ahead and roll me perception again, please.
Only a 2.
4.
22.
Okay. There are shadows that are cast by a lot of the furnishings and structure to this space. And to Gron and Klyx, they almost seem to move and grow and undulate in various ways. And because of it, it makes the space quite dim and hard to see very far ahead of you at all. Gron, you are able to see past this, and far in the distance ahead of you, where the three of you would remember a simple archway out of this chamber to be. Instead, you see 3 figures lying on the ground.
Do I recognize them?
They are about 150 feet away from you.
I'm going to start running towards them. Full speed.
Yeah. Don't knock into any of the,
I follow. What's happening? What do you see?
There's someone over there.
Symede following behind. The 4 of you approach these figures on the ground, and you can see in the dim light that they appear to be 3 human women. They are wearing simple white robes with gold and red etchings, gold trim, and black veils.
I don't have that magic card, Andy, so I don't know what these could be.
Yes, you do have that.
Oh, do I have that magic card? Oh, shit.
I should probably roll history, maybe, upon seeing these people?
The 3 of you can roll history for me.
Yeah, I don't recognize them.
Oh, that's a 22.
Mine's an 18.
Nice.
10.
All right. All 3 of you would be able to suss out that these are oracles. And Gron, you would be able to tell that they don't appear to be dressed as though they're associated with really any of the gods you're familiar with. Though Paravex, on your 22, you would recall a very old legend of the Triad of Fates, for which the heroes of Akros got their name. And you would remember that these 3 women were some of the first arbiters of destiny. That 22 would also be able to let you remember through your study as a Eurymedeian that these are the possible origins of Klothys herself. That is not fact, that is theorized.
Remarkable. Do they appear unconscious, asleep, dead?
They appear somewhere between asleep and unconscious.
But they're corporeal?
Yes.
Interesting.
By their dress, the period, and some of their accoutrement, these appear to be the triad of fates.
Klyx will look over to Gron at that.
Do you know their history?
I should.
Andromeda would.
Andromeda would.
I wish Andromeda was here.
Yeah, I find myself saying that all the time now. But anyway, we were named after these three when we saved Akros.
How like an oracle of Clothis. These were believed to be her first.
And how like Phoenix to put them here.
Clearly a taunt. I'm gonna see if I can rouse them at all.
How would you like to do that?
Dropkick.
I kneel down and... Can I make a medicine check?
Sure.
I'm bad at it, but I just want to determine what state they're in if I can. That's only a 10 medicine.
Okay. You can tell that they are definitely in a magical sleep on a 10.
Okay. I'm gonna just try and just shake them awake.
Okay.
The sleep spell, you can just take an action
Yes.
to wake somebody, so I'm gonna see if that works first.
Okay. They do not wake.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try my second thing. I'm going to use my Iconoclast Hero ability to dispel magic.
Make a roll.
Okay. Fuck. Nope. 4. Fuck me.
They do not wake. And as your dispel magic fails, you can tell a couple of things. This is no ordinary sleep spell. And whoever cast it knew exactly what they were doing when they cast it on these three women. Not that it can't be dispelled, but this is magic that is very foreign to you.
Whatever caused this, its power is beyond me.
Well, maybe the way to dispel it is to go kill some shit.
It's strange. Why would they just leave them here? Simply for us to find?
Probably another trap of some kind. We just haven't sprung it yet. Or maybe we have. Just have to wait and see.
If their legacy was a moniker you took for yourselves, it seems to be a taunt or a warning.
A portent of sorts.
Gron, go ahead and give me a perception check as you say that.
16.
For a moment, out of the corner of your eye, you catch one of these moving shadows as it's cast about some of these shelves. And you swear you see what almost looks like the figure of Andromeda in one of the shadows.
I'm gonna stare in that direction.
Okay.
Can I pick it out again?
Go ahead and roll perception again.
That was one of those nat ones that just slides at the one facing up. I gotta roll better, I think, sometimes.
It is gone.
Gron, I think your comment from earlier still stands. We should not stay in one place very long. If the three of you have somehow been here before, do you know the way forward?
Gron cracks a smile.
Well, that part's not very fun. Maybe the way forward's different this time, but it probably isn't.
Gron's gonna go over to where the shelf was last time.
Okay. This wasn't so long ago that you wouldn't remember this sort of thing.
Yeah.
You head in that direction, and you find the same configuration of shelves, but where you remember this hidden passageway to be, reaching behind it without actually moving any of these structures, you find nothing. Bare wall.
Well, we could just start smashing these things. See what happens.
I think that is unadvisable.
Yes,
There is a stairway at the end of this chamber, is there not?
there is.
You would remember that there was one that you never took.
And besides, whatever happens with these prophecies, we can't let these three stay in here. So let's avoid breaking anything. Phoenix clearly is enjoying his game, toying with us. Let's give him a little bit more of a show. As I say that, I will start walking towards the staircase.
All right, let's go up the stairs then.
So the four of you walk towards the stairs at the end of this chamber, and I'm going to need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
14.
22.
Nice.
Won't get fooled again.
Thank you, Resilient. 17.
Okay. Klyx and Paravex. Ah, shit. And Cymede.
Yeah, I said 17.
Yeah, that fails.
But it's 17.
You both feel a sense of impending doom, and for the next minute, you have disadvantage on all saves.
So, no thank you, Resilient. Got it. Cool.
Alright. I'm going to use my Enlightened Protection and cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Okay. You do this as the four of you continue up the stairway. And at the top, you find an open space, not dissimilar to the platform where you fought Atris, though a bit larger and not as high up in the structure of this temple. In an interior space, but it doesn't have any walls and it's open. You can see other hallways and things far in the side and various columns rising in the open air around you. And this room is filled with several statues of various figures. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
Nat 1.
13.
4 again.
They all appear to be humanoid. The Gron, some of them almost look a little familiar, almost like some of them are statues of a few of the heroes that you met here in Illysia. They're in various heroic poses. You see one holding the head of a Medusa. You see another standing over the top of a large sea serpent with a trident pointing towards it. But Gron, you catch something as you're scanning this space. Another woman standing, staring at what looks like a statue of herself, clad in brilliant silver and gold armor with a gold circlet around her pulled back hair.
Hark!
You do not get a response.
No, it can't be.
Elspeth! The figure remains unmoving.
Let's walk into this obvious trap.
You know we always do.
Yep. Klyx does a quick twirl of the blades in his hands, the 2 daggers, and starts walking.
I also grip the Blood Axe of Fury and start walking towards this.
Hey, you have extra attack now. It's going to be just fine.
Uh-huh.
No, wait!
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have to just keep walking.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Scala. Next time, we're just going to stay put until the DM does something else.
Well, sometimes you can stay put and the DM will just drop something on your head.
That's fair.
True.
Yeah.
They're casting buff spells while you're waiting. Every round is them summoning creatures.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
They're getting food buffs. Shit.
The three of you suddenly see statues of yourselves, and as you look upon them, you immediately fall asleep. Shadows and darkness filling your mind. Whispers of the Nightmare Muse entering your thoughts.
Oh, God.
And that is where we'll leave this session.
Truth. Lies. You will all see soon enough.
Hey Siri, what is I told you so to the DM in reference to a clearly sprung dungeon trap? Oh shit, Siri's actually searching for me. I X'd out.
Oh man, I'm so excited for what happens next.
I'm not. penultimate combat, which only means also another combat in the finale, most likely. Yeah, no, I'm not excited.
At least I'm better at wisdom saves now.
Yeah, me too.
That fucking feat putting in work for Gron.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out to those basic feats.
I'm still level 5. Help!
No.
You
Oh,
made
no.
your choice, heretic.
Yeah, that's right. Have a little faith, okay? This is a campaign about gods, after all.
Have a little faith. Pods of the Multiverse is produced by Jimmy Affatigato and edited by Scala with music by Andy Berger, that's me, and art by Alexa Reilly. Thanks to our Patreon supporters, and a special thanks to our Holy Avengers, May, Jake, Chris, and John. And check out podsofthemultiverse.com.
Thanks for listening.